I've got 7 reasons why you need a health savings account and 1 reason why you don't. This is Dad's Wallet, where we help you save money and build lasting wealth. A health savings account is going to be an account that you're able to put money into from your paycheck before taxes. You can only have it if you have a high deductible health plan. Now, that's going to be a medical insurance plan where you have a high deductible and relatively lower premiums. That deductible is the amount of money you have to pay before the health plan kicks in. Usually they all come with some kind of health savings account or an HSA. Now, those lower premiums could be attractive, but if you expect a lot of frequent doctor visits, then maybe a high deductible plan isn't for you. It's a math problem, so we're going to help break it down in this episode right here. For 2023, there's a contribution limit of $3,850 for individuals and $7,750 for family coverage. There's a whole lot of reasons why you need a health savings account, but you need to know the limits first. For 2023, the contribution limit for individuals is $3,850. For married couples, it's $7,750. You're going to need a high deductible health plan to be eligible for an HSA, but for almost everyone out there, it's worth it. Contributions to an HSA are tax-free. They can come out of your paycheck automatically before tax. That's the recommended route. Or you can contribute out of pocket as a write-off. Now, we recommend having your employer take money out of your paycheck before it's taxed and then have that money go directly into a health savings account. Then you're going to invest that money or use it for eligible medical expenses. And we'll break down more of those as we go through the different benefits of an HSA. Some people like to gather up cash, invest it after it's been taxed, and then write it off on their taxes later. It takes a lot of discipline, and it's just more work than it's worth for most people. Your HSA funds go into an account and are yours forever. FSA money, that's flexible spending accounts, have a small rollover year to year, and if you don't use it, you lose it on an FSA. But for a health savings account, that's your money forever. That's a huge advantage. When we're talking about FSA money, sometimes we're talking about a dependent care account used for daycare. We have one of those for our kids. Or it's something for specific medical expenses that you know are going to be happening in the year to come. Whereas a health savings account, you could have an invested account of money that grows tax-free, and then later on in life, you may be able to use it for all kinds of expenses, because as you get older, your cost of healthcare, it's going to go up. When you use an HSA for qualified medical expenses, they're not taxed. The list is extensive and even longer after the pandemic. So consider what you could be using health savings account money for without having to pay the tax on those withdrawals from the account. This is one of the many ways that it's such a tax advantaged account. And so if you're not taxed as the money goes in, it grows tax-free, and you're not taxed as the money goes out, this is just one more way that is a huge advantage and a great savings tool for you if you expect to have medical expenses now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or at the end of your life. I'm going to take this chance to remind you to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, follow our content, and I'm going to keep creating more and more information for you to benefit your financial playbook. Some employers provide a monetary incentive, and even family members can contribute to your health savings account. If you're married, the contribution limit is doubled. So remember, it's not just money that's coming out of your paycheck. There's a lot of ways that you could benefit and grow your health savings account. Also, you can contribute regardless of your income, unlike a Roth IRA that has income limits for your ability to contribute to an account like this. When your HSA has a balance, you can invest that just as if it's a normal brokerage account. So treat it like a normal account, but those gains in your HSA are tax-free. You can invest in index funds, that's a recommended source. Maybe you're looking at some growth or value mutual funds, or if you really wanted to be risky, you could just throw it all into one stock. I've seen a lot of people online, different influencers like Meet Kevin, who took his whole HSA, threw it into Tesla. It was at the right time and place. I wouldn't do that today. That sounds like a pretty risky thing, especially with everything in the news. So you can weigh the benefits and you can have your advisor speak into what you should be investing in. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to let you know that your HSA money, it's not just a savings account where it sits in cash and gets eaten away by inflation year over year. That money sitting in your HSA can be invested and the growth is tax-free. So if you invested a little bit of money, let's say you put a few $1,000s in today into an HSA, and for whatever reason you decided to stop investing in that HSA, but you took that money and you put it into, let's say, an index fund that averaged 10% each year, or 7 or 5. And so you're taking that gain and you'll be ahead versus just taking that money, putting it in the stock market, and then paying taxes when you eventually take that money out to use it for something. With an HSA, what if you leave or you lose your job? The HSA account is yours and it's going to follow you wherever you go. It's your money. Even if you move jobs or change plans, you can still access and use your HSA forever. Now, I see this question a lot, and it's one of the main reasons why people avoid HSAs, because they think, well, if I don't use the money, it's going to go away. Now, that's an FSA. An HSA, you get to continue to use it, and even if you leave your job, even if you get fired, even if you move on to a bigger and brighter future, you could take that HSA with you. I've taken my HSA from job to job. HSAs don't have to be difficult. They can be incredibly convenient, and many come with a debit card that you can use to pay for medical expenses directly. So when you show up to the doctor and they say, hey, you have a balance due, you can whip out that debit card, swipe it, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about managing a whole bunch of documentation. Alternatively, if you're one of those points hawks out there that love credit cards and you got to get every single penny applied to a travel point, you can reimburse yourself anytime later. As long as the account was open when the medical expense occurred, you can continue to reimburse yourself as long as you have those receipts. You got to keep all that cover of all that paperwork and be able to demonstrate that if you were to get audited on your taxes. Bottom line, you have options with an HSA, and it can be an incredibly convenient tool when managing medical expenses now or later in life.